Your uncle's in jail?
Yeah, that's cool, but I want the truck. You stole the truck, and I got you in video, and I called Anaheim PD already. They're aware. It doesn't matter. There's a GPS on it. Just to let you, there's a GPS on it. He's right here. Call the police.
According to uploader Luis X Barboza on Instagram, a son would follow a man who allegedly abducted his pops, tracked the truck, and would confront the alleged agent.
That's okay. We'll see you in court. Bye, Kevin.
This woman revealed the first name of these alleged ICE agents, and it quite literally stopped them in their tracks.
Leave me alone!
Video obtained by CNN shows federal agents wearing ice vests chasing a woman back to her home in Maria, Louisiana, a suburb of New Orleans. Jason, 22-year-old mother, says she's a U.S. citizen who was born and raised in Louisiana. She asked that her last name not be used to protect her privacy. She says she was walking home from the grocery store when the masked agents attempted to approach her a few feet from her house. Jason can be heard yelling at the men as she runs towards her home.
Leave me alone!
Moments later, a man identified as Jacelyn's stepfather is heard yelling at the agents before they are seen heading back to a vehicle.
Paul, you forget me?
No, you're the one that just said you. We weren't even looking for you.
So get out of here.
Why?
So who are you looking for?
This is a public area.
Okay, but so I don't want to speak to you.
Well, I don't want to talk to you either. You're the one talking to me.
Hispanic people against Hispanic, bro.
CNN has reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for more information.
This stepfather confronted ICE after they chased a family member of his. They would tuck their tails, get in their cars, and leave.
I just came in for my shift and there's a police officer sitting in the hallway waiting for the patient in the OR to come out. So I asked, is the patient in custody? No. Then what are you doing here? And why is none of the staff asking if the patient's in custody? And so then he said, well, I just need to know when he's out of surgery. So he sat there and he waited. And I said, he's out of surgery. You can leave now. And he said, oh, well, I just need to ask him. You can't ask him anything. This is also somebody that's coming out of anesthesia, right? Recovery room, famously. No. And I kicked him out. Bye. So just a reminder, unless they have a warrant, a subpoena, if the patient's not in custody, they don't have a right to be there, period. They do not have a right to be there. And not only do they not have a right, by you giving information, you're violating HIPAA, you're breaking the law. And also, we have a Fourth Amendment right against illegal search and seizure. And I would beg to argue, if you're under anesthesia, if I just gave you ketamine, and someone comes in and asks you questions and starts going through your stuff, I think that's a Fourth Amendment violation, but what do I know? I'm not a lawyer, I'm just a dumb nurse.
Shout out to all the healthcare professionals protecting their patients, like the nocturnal nurse on TikTok.
To say that they normally won't take confessions from someone with an altered mental state, you are taking a wild leap, a wild assumption that the police follow the law, which many, many times they don't, especially in the hospital. So to assume that they would go, oh, well, this person just can't make legal decisions and can't legally make a statement, I'm gonna step away from the bedside. They definitely aren't gonna do that. Additionally, it's adorable that you think that they would put that in their report so that the judge would know this isn't a valid legal statement. Number two, you're just saying and playing devil's advocate that there are valid legal reasons for the police to be in the hospitals. Correct, my friend. I named them. It's when they have a warrant or when they have a subpoena or when the patient's in custody. And when the patient's in custody, they still don't have a right to information. The only legal way that they have a right to information is when they have a warrant or a subpoena.
Sadly, she had to fact check one commenter in a follow-up post. Please do give her a follow on the platform.
Shut the f*** up. You're sitting in the police transport van after a protest?
Shut the f*** in a holding cell with your comrades?
Shut the cop knocks on your door?
Shut the f*** up.
Texting on an unsecured device?
Shut the f*** up. Pulled over by the cops after a protest?
Shut the Cop just asking about your day?
Shut the up. Feds, call your mom.
Tell your mother to shut the up.
Now, repeat after me. When the cops come calling, what do you do?
Shut the up!
The National Lawyers Guild chapter of Detroit, Michigan also has some advice for everybody watching. Meanwhile, outside of courtroom 302 in Louisiana, Reddit user Matthew Ballard made a post confirming these unmasked men were ICE agents. He wrote, after chumming it up with sheriff deputies for about an hour and a half, they detained the woman seen in the screenshot from one of my videos when she exited the courtroom. They took her to the elevator and left. So how have they gotten away with all of this?
Trump represents white safety. He makes white people feel like he's going to protect them from all the others. Unfortunately, true. But if you have somebody who is running for office who is feeding into that fear that you already have, that makes it all the more powerful. He tells them things like, transgender illegals are streaming across our open borders, trying to break into our homes and take them over and jiggle their genitals in our faces. And the majority of the people that voted for him were uneducated people that were about this tone. So they hear all this nonsense and they're like, well, that's gotta be true, because why else would he say it? He's just saying what I always thought would happen. And that fear turns into anger, that anger turns into hate, and then all of a sudden they're out voting because they're so full of hatred. But they'll tell you it's not hatred. They'll say that they're voting out of love. But not a love of all people, just the people that they think that this country is their birthright. So when Trump comes along and says, I alone can fix this, they're like, oh shit. They've definitely got to vote for the only guy who can fix this, because this absolutely needs to be fixed. This problem that only exists in their minds. And the only way to fix this is education, but they even think that that's toxic, because the right has taught them that education is indoctrination. So they don't want to get too educated, because that might turn them into a liberal, which will make them want to give the country away to people who don't look like them.
Well, the godless gardener on TikTok would share a few of his thoughts on the subject. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTSports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day. Calling out elite people in comedy should be the rule of thumb.
I think Donald Trump's hair is actually another creature.
Yeah.
The hair's like going, good night, Donald. Good night, Donald. There we go.
Maybe it goes out. It goes out and makes money while he's asleep.
There is something about punching down that feels taboo, and punching up is the way to go.
Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side.
Wow.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
I'm a very stable genius.
It is very important, the work that the Jordan Kleppers are doing, the work that the Good Liars are doing, the work that our team here at the Turks are doing, and many more.
Used to see these tackles, now they tackle. Oh, head-on-head collision, bing, flag. Football's become soft.
You have Trump doing sound effects for tackles. The choice could not be more clear. Like, let's not beat around the bush about it.